Hey traders, early morning video. I'm already done. 10:30. I was done. I'm just going to wrap it up real quick. Best day of the week. 4 weeks income. I'm happy. I'm calling it a day. So that's all there is to it. So basically, this little gray line right here, that pre-market, Brian went and gave us levels for the S&Ps. He thought that was going to hold. That was going to be a support level. Well, now since that's broken, that's acting as resistance. So yes, if we get up above that, we probably might get some buying coming in here. Personally, what I've been looking are the alerts that have been hitting this morning, and I do not like how the alerts have been hitting. I mean, this is at the very best a chop fest so far this morning, which could all change here in a few hours. We might actually start getting participation in the markets, but I do not like the way things are shaping up here. Qs are near the day highs. Can't seem to be getting above these moving averages. In fact, I think we're going to actually fade back lower, but we'll see what happens here going forward in the markets. It looks like all the inventory buyers are shut off after all the news from yesterday's events. So far, that's exactly what I'm thinking is setting up here on the Qs. And then the Russell, real quick, like the IWM, we're coming down to my third fib fan. We're catching a little bit of a bounce. So the uptrend on the longer frame seems to be holding at this point in time in that regard. So the markets are trying to hold right here. Then we'll start with our XLF. We did catch a responsive, well, we've been fading down. Look at this. We have been 925. So we're basically hanging out here, going sideways here. My biggest problem child this morning was Bank of America, which I noticed had a bid right off the bat. That was confirming my morning action whenever I saw at right here at the open. We initially got a nice little bid in Bank of America. We're in a very dangerous, precarious situation for Bank of America down here. We are pushing out towards the day highs. Above average volume, looks primarily bullish so far. So just keep that in mind. That's my problem child. I mean, I do not want to start seeing some large sell ticks in Bank of America for today. Okay, let's see. Do we have any recent alerts here? Baidu puts are alerting. I almost got into the BABA. American Airline has alerted several times, but that's so small. I don't trade options on that. And then earlier we had Apple alerting, and I was in Apple at the time. Not far within a minute, I already had an order in for Apple. I actually, even after this alert hit, I actually dumped it right after that alert hit. That was what time was that? See if I can find the dang time for it. The Apple alert was when? Oh, great. Wouldn't you know it? It is. Well, new alert. Okay, it's after 10:12. 10:25:30. So 10:25:30, that's when the Apple alert hit. So we'll look at that here in just a second. Okay, 10:25. So the Apple volume alert hit right about here. I sold right here on this candle, if I remember right, 10:30. I'll double check that, but so I can tell you guys the truth here. So actually, I sold at 10:26. So I sold right here on the same candle for Apple. So I got the 10:25 alert, and within a minute later, I was selling my position on Apple up here, and we are marking below my sell point so far. I think that's going to be a high for the day, and my main reason for that is Microsoft, because I got Microsoft earlier this morning too, and I was virtually immediately underwater. We do have overlapping weekly value right down here, and it's acting as a magnet so far this morning. No buyers are willing to step up and push price out of these overlapping volume point of controls for Microsoft, which should actually act as a pin for the cues as well, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind going forward into the trading. We do have selling action in Microsoft here. So I managed to get out of this on that last pop, one of those pops for break even on that one. So that was my second trade that I did on the open as well. So I actually bought way up here and actually sold down here for the same price I got in at. So anytime you can do that, you got to be happy. And then my final trade for today was Netflix. This is a coronavirus trade, believe it or not. And I have been eyeing this for a little bit, but basically, there is a red venom line right underneath here. It's hard to see. I'm sorry to say that. And then we have, this is monthly VPOC. So I bought in down here right below the VPOC, thinking if we got any type of responsive bids in the markets, we were going to at least come up to this area right here. I had to sit on it for a little while, but I did manage to sell at the highs of the session. This was actually, well, Apple was my biggest winner, but this was right up there next to Apple because I went in size on Netflix for that little bitty pop there. But basically, I think it's going to be a chop fest the rest of the day. And if you just want to keep on trading this market, good luck. Good luck to you. I mean, but I made some really good money. I'm calling it quits. So like the video if you like it, and leave any comments and stuff for any setups. Basically, I'm just going to keep an eye on my alerts unless something just really pops out and says, "Hey, I got to buy it." Like we're getting some Baidu alerts right now. Baidu might be a short, since this market is so messed up right here. Yeah, it looks like Baidu's setting up for a short alert for further downside action. So that's something that's probably going to fade into the rest of the afternoon, in my opinion. Yep. So you have to go out several time frames here, it looks like, to find out what's going on here with Baidu. Yeah, down at these lows, you want to touch that. Earlier this morning, I was looking at BABA because Mark was talking about relative strength this morning, and I wasn't getting any alerts or anything on it. If I that early in the morning, if I see a pop, Mark is calling out relative strength, I actually want my alerts to confirm his call out. I want to see above average volume on the options to justify the call out right out of the gate in the morning. So keep that in mind. Most of the stuff hitting right here is just junk. And that's why it confirms my thesis. This market's in trouble. It's just going to chop at best, if not fail, into the afternoon. Okay. Thanks a lot. And I will see you in a room, and I'll have the morning video out in the morning. Thanks a lot.